Hey, Susan Claire, thank you so much for hopping on today. As you've seen from some of the clips that we've posted on our social media pages, we're just really trying to learn about our new participants and our representatives for this upcoming year for national finals. And so we're excited to chat with you. So I've been asking every girl that I've chatted with so far for how they got started and how they even learned about DYW in the process. So walk me through that for yourself. How did you hear about DYW, and why is this something that you wanted to do for yourself?
Yeah, so DYW's always kind of been a part of my life. My mom and my aunt both participated when they were in high school. And so when I was in elementary school, I started attending the programs in my local area. And I'd go every year and I'd see those girls up on stage. And it was always a really fun time for me to go watch them do that. I thought it was really enjoyable. And I always looked up to those girls as role models. And so when it became time for me to decide if I wanted to participate in that program, I know that I wanted to do it because I would love to be a role model for other girls like those DYW girls were for me. And I'm so glad that I did decide to do it because it has been very rewarding.
Yeah, what a full circle moment. It's
Mhm.
and to now be coming to nationals. So you've clearly learned a little bit along the way from those role models and what
Yes.
you've seen in person. And it's so cool to hear everybody's story because it's all, I mean, some of it's similar. You hear it from a school counselor or word of mouth. And then there's some like you who have actually kind of grown up with the program and seen it um, from a young mindset. And now here you are as a senior in high school and getting ready to come to nationals. So it's very, very cool how everybody kind of makes their way into this sort of realm. Um,
Mhm.
so why is this special for you? What are you hoping to do with your newfound title?
Yeah, this is very special to me because somewhere nobody from where I'm from has been named the Distinguished Young Woman of North Carolina in quite a long time. So this is kind of really fun for my hometown, who's really, really supportive of this program. I get to kind of hold this title for them and give back to them just how they've given so much to me over the past few years. And so I'm really excited to be able to go to nationals and just represent both my state, but also my town, Roxborough.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Especially when you have others who are supporting you and everything that you've accomplished thus far. Um,
Mhm.
One of our programs initiatives is Be Your Best Self. So our Be Your Best Self program. Um, and we try to instill that in all of the girls going through the programs at every level. Um, and now that you are the state representative, I imagine you have your wheels are probably turning in ways that you are trying to give back and trying to make that message loud and clear for others and for yourself, even to hold yourself accountable. And Be Your Best Self Week is quickly approaching. It'll be here in 2 weeks. So we are excited to see how our participants are doing that, how they're um, giving back to the community and girls who are looking up to you and everyone else. So, do you have any ideas of what you want to do with that and how you want to spread the message of being your best self?
Yeah, so I have been thinking about it a little bit, and I'm hopefully going to be able to visit a classroom at my school, hopefully that week or around that week. I'm hopefully going to visit actually my sister's classroom. She's in sixth grade, and I really just kind of want to talk to them about the Be Your Best Self tenets because it's been really inspiring to me as just reminding me that I should never limit myself and I can always strive to be the best version of myself in so many different areas and categories, whether that's academically or physically. That has been really inspiring to me. And so hopefully I'll be able to go to that classroom and just kind of share a little bit about the Be Your Best program with those kids and encourage them to always strive to reach their full potential in any way they can.
And that's pretty much all we ask of y'all to do. So that'll be a great message to share. And I know they're gonna look up to you like you looked up to the girls that you used to watch. Um, and you know, part of, well, I guess one of our not one of, our main theme this year has been ripple effect. And we have been using this sort of guide as a way to get our message out there, and be your best self is a part of that, and we want everybody to understand what that is. um but another part of this ripple effect, this ripple, is how we can spread the message that one small tiny gesture can make such a big difference. So you going to speak to your little sister's classroom is going to open their eyes, and she's going to just be in awe of her big sister and love seeing you there. And that one small thing that you're doing is going to make such a big difference in her eyes and her peers, in her class. And on other levels of that, like our sponsors, how our sponsors are, those dollars are making such a big difference in the lives of our participants, and y'all getting to go to higher education and maybe not being able to do that otherwise, but what may be small to them in this one donation is making such a big difference in y'all's lives. And even our volunteers, so learning or how the volunteers can donate their time, and just maybe that one few hours, that one day that they spent is the reason that a program even happened. So we're trying to get the message across how these small gestures are making such a big difference, and how that ripple can spread and be even bigger and more widespread. Um, and so I've been asking all the girls, do you have any tips or suggestions on ways that we can get that ripple, that message out there, so that we can have a bigger impact, across the board? Do you have a lot of girls have said social media, and of course, that's not a wrong answer at all. It's quite the way of the world and how we get a lot of our message out there. But I like to open it up and see if there's any sort of ideas or ways that you think we can do a better job at getting more sponsors involved, getting more volunteers involved, and of course, getting more girls involved in the program, because we don't survive without any of it. So, what do you think we can do to help get that message out there?
Yeah, so I think a great way to try and get that message out there more is to just try and be really hands on and have individuals out there going and searching for ways to impact others and bring them into the program. So, in terms of bringing more girls into the program, that might just look like when you are at a bigger function, you go up to the girls that look about the age to participate in the program and you ask them if they've heard about it, tell them a little bit about it, and maybe encourage them to seek out a DYW program in their local area. Or when in terms of sponsors, maybe that looks like going to local businesses and letting them know about what DYW is and saying that they're always welcome to be a sponsor if they're interested. I think that that personal connection means a lot and can have a really big impact sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of it is just having that conversation, that initial conversation, and so much can stem from that. And so we just want to make sure that we're doing that. We're doing our part at the national office to help encourage our participants who may be a little scared to sign up, or our volunteers who may be thinking that we don't need that help, those extra hands, or even our sponsors who think they've got enough money, because we really don't. We're a nonprofit. We are surviving solely on the help from everybody involved. And so we just want to make sure we're doing our part to help get that message out there. Um, and speaking of girls who may be a little hesitant to get started, a little apprehensive about doing something that seemingly looks like a pageant, on the outside, even though we try to steer away from that, because we are more than that. We care about your brains, not your beauty, and how you carry yourself and present yourself. What would you tell girls who may be a little scared to do the program? You've seen it from a young viewpoint for a long time now. So you've kind of had this, I guess, built up in your mind of what it is, what you can expect of it. And I think that's something that we pride ourselves on here, in making it achievable and attainable. But a lot of people see it as something that's so far out of reach that they don't even give it a chance. So what would you tell somebody to get started?
Yeah, so I'd tell someone that really this program gives you such an amazing opportunity to see yourself kind of come of age and develop into the next era of your life. So I'd tell someone, if you watch those girls up on stage, don't try and picture yourself as you are now on that stage, because you are going to change so much in the process leading up to that show that it's not going to be you as you are now on that stage. And that really helped me, because when I first began the program, I was a little bit apprehensive. Even though I knew that I was really excited about it, I still kind of looked at myself and I was like, I don't know if I'm really ready to be that person on that stage. But by the end of all the practices and preparation with those around me, I realized that I really had changed and I had grown more comfortable with myself, and I just was really ready to be on that stage. And so I would tell girls, you never know how you're going to change in the process. And also, this program is such a unique scholarship opportunity. You are never going to get the chance to do something like the DYW program again. And so, why not just take that leap of faith and see what you can get out of it?
100%. And I think being that sort of voice of reason for yourself and learning, you're going into this program to learn. You don't know everything. You don't know how to do all of these things. And this program is unique in the way that it is teaching you how to be this new person and develop these new skills. And I say this so often. So anybody who watches these videos, everyone that I post, they're going to be like, you repeat yourself, but it's just so true, because you go into this without knowing anything, not without knowing anything, without knowing these certain skills. You're going there to develop them. You're not going to know everything, and that's okay. It's okay to challenge yourself and to do hard things. You can do hard things. And so, um, that's another message that we just really want to get across to everybody who are interested in doing this. Um, And hopefully we're doing a good job at that. And any ways that we can help and, encourage others, we want to know how to do that and how best to reach everyone. So national finals are going to be here before we know it. And I know you've been practicing really hard, learning everything that you need to learn. What are you doing to prepare for finals?
Yeah, so to prepare for finals, I've really just been working with the chairman and my committee of my local program, just with getting advice and also them just preparing me in terms of interview and speaking, because those things are kind of elements of the program that you may not do in your everyday life as much. I know for me, my talent, I dance just about every day. That's normal to me, but I'm not in an interview every day. So they've just been kind of helping me get more comfortable with some of those skills that I haven't had a lot of practice with. And then I've also been getting a lot of advice from really anyone around me who has had experience with the national program. The North Carolina representative from last year, Haynes Lewis, has been really, really kind in reaching out to me and giving me a lot of advice. So I've mainly just been trying to absorb all of that information from the people around me and bring it here with me to the national finals.